Today we're going to be asking the question, was there one Torah revealed at Mount Sinai or two Torahs? It's a very, very important question. Let's go straight to the Hebrew Bible. I put this together to give you every single Bible verse or verses that will prove to you that without a shadow of a doubt, the Karaites are absolutely correct in not following the oral Torah. Exodus, let's go right to the Bible. Exodus chapter 24, verse 4. Then Moses wrote down all the words of Yehovah. Exodus chapter 24, verse 7. He took the book of the covenant and he read it in the ears of the people. And they said, all that Yehovah has spoken, we will do and we will obey. Exodus chapter 34, verse 27. God said to Moshe, write these words down for yourself, because it is through these words, meaning the ones that you are going to write down, through these words from my mouth that I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. What was to be written down was the covenant. It's very, very clear. Now we're going to now read the verses that basically speak of the Torah as an actual literal object, pointing to this object, meaning written down. This could not be spoken about the oral Torah. This is about a written decree. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 5. Moses began to explain this Torah. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 8. Which other great nation has decrees and laws as all this Torah, which I am putting before you today? No oral secrets of the future, nothing for the rabbis to reveal. Everything that I'm putting forward to you all today, Israel, the entire nation. That's what Moshe was saying, and that's what he was performing to them. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 1. And Moshe called all of Israel, and he said to them, hear, O Israel, the decrees and laws which I am speaking to your ears today. You shall learn them, and you shall take care to do them. Today, not tomorrow, not next year, not for some Superman Messiah to come, but right now, that day. Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 1. Everything which I command you, you shall observe to do. You shall not add to it, nor shall you remove from it. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verses 18 through 19. And it will be when he, the king, the future king, sits securely on the throne of his kingdom, he shall write a copy of this Torah for himself on a scroll, copying it from the one kept by Kohanim of the tribe of Levi. It shall be with him, and he shall read from it. How can he read from an oral Torah? It was written down all the days of his life, so that he will learn to fear Yehovah his God and keep all the words of this Torah and these decrees to carry them out. Deuteronomy chapter 27, verses 2 through 3. You will set up for yourself large stones, and you will plaster them with lime, and you will write on them all the words of this Torah. And again, Moses repeats after a few sentences. In verse 8 of chapter 27 of Deuteronomy, it says, and you shall write on the stones all the words of this Torah in a clear, detailed word. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 58. If you will not be careful to carry all the words of this Torah which are written in this book. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 69. These are the words of the covenant which Yehovah commanded Moshe to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab. You will obey the voice of Yehovah your God to keep his commandments and his statutes which are written in this book of Torah. When you turn to Yehovah your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Over and over, you're going to see the same message. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 11 through 14. This mandate that I am prescribing to you today is not mysterious or far away from you. It is not in heaven, as if you will say, who will go up to heaven and bring it down to us that we may hear it and keep it? It is not across the sea, as to say, who will cross the sea and get it for us, so we will be able to hear it and keep it? It is something that's very close to you. It is in your mouth and in your heart that you may do it. You do not need the rabbis to teach you these things. It's not something that's beyond your knowledge that you need the rabbis to follow. It says you to the people by listening and hearing and reading. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 9. Then Moshe put all this Torah in writing and gave it to the priests, the sons of Levi. Again, Deuteronomy chapter 31, verses 11 through 12. When all of Israel come to appear before the face of Yahweh your God in the place he will choose, meaning Jerusalem, you shall read this Torah in the presence of all Israel into their ears. Read this Torah, so that they will learn and they will fear Yahweh your God, and they will be careful to carry out all the words of this Torah. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verses 24 through 26. And it will be when Moshe finished writing down all the words of this Torah on a parchment scroll, until he had completed them, Moshe commanded Leviim, the bearers of the Ark of the Covenant of Yahweh, saying, take this book of Torah and put it in the side of Ark of the Covenant of Yahweh your God, and it shall remain there as a witness against you. Over and over, same thing, written down. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 46 through 47. Give full attention to all the words by which I testify to you today, so that you will command your children about them to keep all the words of this Torah. And this is a physical object, because it is not an empty thing for you. It is your life. Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the Torah shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. Why doesn't Joshua say, and also learn the oral Torah? It doesn't say that. The Torah was written down, period, the end. The Karaites are right. Joshua chapter 8, verses 34 through 35. After that he, Joshua, read all the words of the Torah, the blessing and the curse, if that's not clear enough for you, according to all that is written in the book of the Torah. There was not a word, listen carefully, there was not a word of all that Moshe commanded that Joshua did not read to the entire congregation of Israel. Joshua 23, verse 6. Therefore be very strong to keep and to do all that is written in the book of Torah of Moshe, turning aside from it neither to the right nor to the left. Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 18. And day by day, from the first day to the last day, he read from the book of the Torah of God. Again, he does not say, and then he also explained the oral Torah. Nowhere to be found. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 3. And they stood up in their place and read from the book of the Torah of Yahweh their God for a quarter of the day. 2 Chronicles chapter 17, verse 9. And they taught in Judah, having the book of the Torah of Yahweh with them. Now, who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the word of God, or are you going to believe the word of men? There was no oral Torah. These verses, if this doesn't convince you that the oral Torah is absolutely not from God, nothing will. It's very clear. It was written down. It was a book. It was written down. There was no oral Torah. I thank you so much for your time. I hope that this is encouraging and this will help you. God bless you.